Hey everybody, Kane Severance here. Yeah, so we're about to set out to the Stolen Lands with a Mary. Not sure who that's supposed to be. And Lindsay did not come along with us. I was actually very surprised. I assumed since she was writing this book, she would be with us. And somehow she got a picture of us leaving. Anyway, we won't think too hard about it. Yeah, map movement. I just want to look real quick, remind myself what we're doing difficulty-wise. Okay, we got it on normal and normal. And normal. Somewhat tougher enemies. So, I wonder... So when we were playing on hard mode, only difference was that, and it increased the interesting. I really wish they would have explained a little more what these do. I'm gonna keep it on challenging because I'm enjoying this mode a little bit better. I've heard people complaining about challenging difficulty, and again, I recommend for people that want the base game experience to go normal all the way down. That's going to be most like Pathfinder rules. I'm going to keep it on challenging for now because I'm enjoying it. If it gets to a point where I'm not, I might just take my own recommendation. But for now, let's leave location names on. Yeah, for now we're going to go with this. Oh, I didn't realize I'd created a little harem for myself. Interesting. Totally not intentional, but, you know, did we want the whiny dwarf or the evil sorcerer with us? I mean, not that we mind that he's evil, he's just, like, his personality's toxic. And I don't think, from the sound of it, it doesn't seem like there's any option to get
You cannot stand against me.
Cartuccio to join us. Okay. So first of all, I don't like that we came onto the map in this travel order. Is that how I set things up? Oh, yeah, we lost party members, and so it changed this around. Actually, let's do something like, we want a Mary to be able to charge straight from the get-go. And we'll be more like that. Now we're basically a party of frontliners. And we have no... I mean, we've got my arcane casting. So essentially we've got no arcane casting. This will be interesting. And we don't really have a healer. She's got some... Does she? Nope. Oh, we didn't even get a rest before we left? That's not fair. Maybe we could have, I don't know. Maybe we had the option to camp, I didn't notice. Okay, do I have any... Because I think we're going to camp after this fight. So yeah, I've got one of these left. Yes, Samiri, Rage, and Charge. You... See, they both on me. I don't like that. We're gonna go this way, this way,
Unworthy.
and you're gonna hold this one up.
Let us strike as one.
So the main reason I'm doing this is I don't want these guys to get flanking bonuses on us. Wolves are dangerous at level 1, like very dangerous. They can trip you with their bite attack if their bite attack hits. It's like they grab your leg and drag you. Is how I envision it. And once you're tripped, when you stand up, you take an attack of opportunity, so they get another attack on you. Now, they can't trip you with that attack, but, yeah. Oh, shit. Didn't get to them. Didn't get out of it. Oh, well, yep. We'll take that. So let's look at, these wolves. Armor class 14. That's... sounds... close. They should have a dex bonus. I'm really confused as to these difficulty modifiers. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to look something up real quick. Okay, yeah, wolves in Pathfinder have a 14 armor class, so that looks right. Wolf attacks Valor with bite misses. They have +4 to hit. Whereas in regular Pathfinder they only have +2 to hit. So it does sound like they've boosted the stats a little bit with the, which makes sense since we're playing on a slightly tougher enemies. Okay. So, I'm pretty satisfied so far with the balance of challenging mode. Of course, you know, we're still very early. Rest. Yes, it's high time to rest in camp. Some have lost hit points. We need rations. Oh good, we can hunt for rations. Camp camouflage. Cooking special ability. Okay, every party has their own special ability. You can assign more than one job to a party member, but they won't get proper rest. While resting, your camp may be attacked by enemies. Okay. Alright, let's check out these wolves. Nothing. Oh, skin. Using nature lore checks. Very cool. 10 gold apiece. Sure. Okay. Camp. Probability of attack is reduced. Cooking a hearty meal and 1 guard. Let's see here. Oh, -2 stealth. So why are you doing that? So you said you could do more than one thing, but how? Maybe they lied? Okay. If there are no rations left, all camp activities except hunting are disabled. Hunting will take 0 to 0 hours. You'll receive 4 rations. I guess maybe this is a tutorial camp? Recipes. Right now we've got a recipe for a hearty meal. Wasn't there a recipe in that book? Or was that the hearty meal recipe? I don't know. So we've got knowledge of the world. We don't have a special roll. -1 to perception, and +2 to stealth. We'll stick to cooking. You probably have no stuff. -7. Maintain armor. Valerie adjusts and repairs her armor and gains a +1 circumstance AC bonus in the first battle within 12 hours. It extends for an additional battle for every 4 levels after first. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to stay on watch. Hunting. Or can you help with something? You can help cook, or you can help cook, or you can help hunt. Well, since it sounds like, unless I'm reading this wrong, it sounds like this area, hunting's guaranteed, so we're not going to worry about that one. Why don't you help cook? Actually, what's your special role? Sharpen weapons. Okay, so the same thing as Valerie's, except you do more damage. I don't know if we're going to be using that. It's 1 point of damage. And it only gets, the duration increases, but it always stays 1 point of damage. Yeah, you'll stick to hunting. How well you hunt with that great sword, I don't know, but I'd love to watch it. Undead Guardians. 2 undead warriors come to protect Urgathoa's Chosen and her allies. They cannot be used as guards in guard shifts, but will fight on the party's side in case of an attack. Well, that is freaking outstanding. Yep, I think this is what we're going to go with. We're not going to have watch because, you know, if we get attacked, our little undead guys will help us. That is so cool. Okay, fatigue has color equals 0, huh? Little glitch there. Okay, so okay. So this is confusing. 1, 2. This is how many hours we're resting. If we rest for 8 hours, spells are recovered. If we rest for 9 hours, fatigue is recovered. If we rest for 12 hours, ability scores are restored. Is anyone missing ability scores? I think the only penalty we've got is Valerie, is that her name? Valerie. Yeah, so this should be good. 9 hours. Natural healing. Oh, okay. So it takes how many hours for natural healing? Oh, I guess that's to be at full health. That's got to be to full health. So we're not going to rest for like 3 days just to heal up. So, yeah, okay. I understand this, but this needs to be better explained. Okay, so camping. It looks like... Alright, so you... when you rest in Pathfinder, you heal basically your level's worth of hit points per day. You can improve that with a healing check, which I don't know if that's something you can do in this game to double it, but I'm assuming that's not the case in this, that they don't have that in this game because I don't think the heal skill's in. But anyway, so yeah, but why would it take... Oh yeah, so it's going to take 48 hours to fully heal because I guess we've got someone who's down hit points. So they've obviously changed the rules a little bit. Well, anyway, I guess I don't really understand what they did here, but looks like you can just... Takes time to restore companion's health healing. Yes, I understand that, but if I wanted to... Oh well. We're not going to worry about it right now. Anyway, I understand these at least, and I guess if we wanted to be at full health, we would have to wait 2 days. We're not going to wait 2 days. We're just going to go to here, because we don't have any ability score penalties. So let's begin.
Valerie, what weapon do you like best?
Whichever one I'm holding. I've been trained to fight using any blade. Spears, axes, bludgeons, and poleaxes. As well as with no weapon at all.
Really? I mean, I guess as a fighter you've got martial weapon proficiency, but you certainly specialized in bastard swords, and I kind of wish you hadn't, but we're not going to worry about that too much.
What you want?
I haven't looked at you. That was a big ass sword. No, it's actually a ginormous sword. I was wrong.
Keep your hands off my sword!
Sorry. Okay, I was just curious if the size changed in other people. You can't use that as like a full-size one, can you? No, it's just... that just shrunk after the storm giant dropped it. So, yeah. Mucho damage with this ginormous sword, but kind of hard to hit with it. Although, she's only... oh, it's +1, so it's masterwork, so let's compare it to like a masterwork longsword. So it would be a difference of 2, right? Does she have weapon focus or something in bastard swords? She's got proficiency in bastard swords and toughness. Why do these characters like bastard swords so much? I mean, I get Amiri, it's her character, but I really wish they hadn't gone that route with you. And yeah, you don't have weapon focus, but you do have weapon proficiency, bastard sword. So I guess it really doesn't matter if we use a bastard sword with her, because she already took the feat, and but she doesn't have like weapon focus, so it's not like she's any better with a bastard sword than anything else. But in general, bastard swords are better than other one-handed weapons, because they do more damage, which is why they require exotic weapon proficiency to hold in one hand. I still don't feel like they're worth a feat, but in the meantime, we will use it. But if we get a magic item that's better, that she's proficient in, we can freely switch that out, and we'll just have that wasted exotic weapon proficiency sitting around there. So if I put these bracers on, you're not going to see the AC go up because armor bonuses don't stack. If I take this off, it should go down to, what, 17? Yeah. 17. And we'll get rid of our spell casting failure chance. Do I want to? Yeah, we'll wait till second level. Oh, and let's change magic missile for shield. Okay.
Request.
You don't memorize spells.
Done with waiting.
You certainly don't memorize spells. Yep, I'm gonna have to change this again. Not you. You. Okay. Like that. Is there anything around here? I don't think so. This was a random encounter. So I'm pretty happy with our party. I really wish Lindsay had come with us, because I do really want a bard. But maybe we'll just make a bard at our first opportunity. Oleg's trading post. Yes. Hello. Save yourselves, fools. Oh, he's a fast bugger. In the name of the Stag Lord, the Lawful authority in the Stolen Lands, we demand this week's tax. And some beer. This week's tax. That's harsh. And where's that pretty wife of yours, Oleg? Quiet down, dimwit. Oleg, we're just here for the Stag Lord's tax. Hand over the money and we'll be on our way. Does she have 2 axes? That's kind of cool. You want to drink some of my blood too? I'm sick of you. You're like locusts. You think you control everything around here just because you put up that painted rag of yours. You come here, squeeze us dry, and come Ah! You must be guests from Restov. I'll spare you the trouble and just collect this tax from Oleg myself. You could try to stop me, I suppose. It might even be amusing. The Sword Lord sent me to wipe out the filth around here anyway. Okay. How amusing. I'm starting to enjoy your company. Okay, I get it. We got that achievement. Or progress. Seems our guests from Restov are even worse than the bandits around here. To the pit with you then. Take the money and just leave us be. Stranger, you sure are lucky we don't have more of our crew with us today. Go ahead and keep this fool's money, but you can be sure I'll tell the Stag Lord all about what happened here. Yeah, you do that. Ooh, lovely. So, if we're going to be making companions, what I have read is that they get more expensive the higher level you are. So, I have actually heard that you can get around this by leaving your main character at first level until you can access the companion creator person. And I think we might do that because we definitely want a bard with all these frontliners. Plus we've got no one to pick locks or find traps. Now that'll be really nasty if we run across that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're gonna stick with fighter. So what options do we have with Valerie? We don't have to stick with fighter. We can't go barbarian because she is lawful, and we can't go paladin because she is neutral. Plus, I think I mentioned before, I don't think we'd get along with a paladin very well. Ranger, believe it or not, could be an option. I wonder if it'll let me see. Yeah, okay. Look at her abilities. So no int, no wisdoms. We probably wouldn't use a ranger. We wouldn't use any kind of hybrid caster for her. She can't be a cleric, unless I don't know if there's oracles aren't in the game, which are charisma-based casters. I wonder if any of the clerics archetypes use charisma. So let's look at what options we got. We got ranger, but with ranger we wouldn't be getting any spells. She's got nothing for wisdom. There are ranger classes that archetypes that give up spellcasting, but doesn't look like any of these do. I don't think we're going to go ranger. If we look at prestige classes, stalwart defender would be an option. And she's already got dodge and toughness, and that's probably intentional. They may have wanted you to build her towards a stalwart defender. You can't take it until 8th level because you need that base attack bonus of 7. But that is an option if we want to make her even tankier. Monk would be ridiculously dumb of us to do. Yeah, no intelligence, so no Magus. Although there is the Aldrich Scion Magus, but we're not going to do that with her. We don't need anybody stepping on our toes. Inquisitor... so I can just look here and see that she wouldn't get any of the... Like, if I go to Sorcerer, you can see she would get some spells, right? Because she's got a Charisma. But with Inquisitor, since she doesn't have a Wisdom bonus, she can't cast any of these. So I can just quickly click through and see if any of these archetypes offer like Charisma-based casting. Face Speaker. So Face Speaker does. That's a Druid archetype. I really don't think we're going to use her as a Druid. Druids can't wear metal armor. Is that right? She is partially neutral, so she meets the alignment restrictions. Light and medium armor prohibited from wearing metal armor. So yeah, that wouldn't be too useful. Has to use wooden shields. Interesting that it's an option, but we're not going to do it. So cleric can't be a crusader or a herald caller or an ecclesia thurge. I mean, we could theoretically make her the bard, but you know, she wouldn't be able to do any of the skill stuff, and we're not going to make her an alchemist. So I think we're just now rogue is an interesting option. Rogue, we could get some sneak attack with her. Because you can sneak attack with anything in Pathfinder. I mean, you can sneak attack with a greatsword if you wanted to. And since flanking's super easy in this game, sneak attack is easy to get too. And the other good thing is with the Unchained Rogue. Okay, yeah, looks like you get a full base attack progression with Rogue. So obviously we wouldn't get anything out of sneak attack. We wouldn't go Knife Master. Knife Master is a great rogue class for damage, but you basically have to use like knives and daggers. I think Kukri work as well. Okay, yeah, there you go. Sneak attack with a dagger, Kukri, punching dagger, star knife, or sai. You use D8s instead of D6s. So nasty. No, and she gets, wait, what other things? Loses trap finding, which we don't care. She's not going to be finding traps anyway. She's got no perception. Thug loses trap finding for frightening. So you can demoralize, and you can actually frighten with your demoralize. That's an interesting option. Okay, so hear me out here. If we progress fighter, which we may want to do to 5th level, but we may not want to. We may want armor training, we may want that stuff, but let's look over here. If we took 1 level of thug, we would get a real big boost to our demoralize if we wanted to do that. Make the target frightened for 1 round. So basically, if we wanted to do that, I will not be 20th level. I don't even know why I'm looking. Debilitating injury. So what are we giving up? So we get this frightening bonus and we get a sneak attack. We get weapon finesse, but that's kind of useless to us. Although, so she has a 13 dex. We'll get 14. We could get 14 eventually. I'm not sure what her max dex bonus is with her armor, but if she gets armor training, that'll... Oh my. Decisions. So we might do some weird hybrid stuff here. Tower shield against touch attacks. It's nice. So, say we took 5 levels in Tower Shield Specialist to get that. Get rid of the attack bonus. We still need 2 more levels before we can qualify for Stalwart Defender. So, if we took it in Rogue, Thug specifically, we would get sneak attack, we would get that demoralizing presence, we would get evasion, and a rogue talent. And then we could take 10 levels of Stalwart Defender. We'd come out at level 17, and then we'd have 3 levels left that we could either take Rogue to 5 for more sneak attack damage, a rogue talent, some other goodies. Or if we took 2 more levels of fighter, we'd get armor training 2, tower shield training 2. Man, did she give up her weapon training completely for tower shield specialist? So fighters usually get weapon training, which increases their attack and damage for a whole group of weapons. And she gave that up for this garbage. I hate tower shield specialist. Cannot be flanked would be useful, especially for her standing up there. Of course, if we go Stalwart Defender, we're not going to get that total cover. Oh, she gets evasion, an improved evasion. I don't know. Let's stick with fighter. Rogue is an interesting option, but we're not going to mess with it for now. You're going to get more, wow, what are they doing? Okay, so you've got a point in lore religion for some reason. If we end up wanting to demoralize with you, we'll want to have persuasion. Of course, a bard would be better for that. If we end up making a bard, we might use them for demoralizing. You're not really good at anything, are you? Well, if you're going to be helping with hunting, you're going to want nature lore. Give you a point in athletics, because that armor check penalty is going to go down eventually. And do we want to keep uselessly bumping up religion lore? Oh, you're out of points. Okay, good. Made the decision for us. How'd you do in hit points? 29. I don't remember what she had before. 18, I think. So they give weapon focus as a recommended feature. The problem with that, of course, is same problem with selecting any specializations. You never know what you're going to get, or you don't know what you're going to get in this game, at least the first playthrough, so that doesn't really make sense to take. Power attack's always good for a frontliner, but her to hit is pretty poor because of her low strength. The power attack would help her damage, but dreadful carnage. Slaying an enemy demoralizes your other foes. Oh, they have corner smash. Okay, so you can actually make an intimidate build. Yeah. You get a thug with corner gun smash and stacked persuasion. You're gonna send enemies running all over the place. Interesting. You can't take that until persuasion, 6 ranks, so you can't take that until 7th level. I'm just not sure what to do with her. So if let's say we think about putting her in, did we take persuasion? Okay, let's do this. Let's take the point out of athletics, and we'll build. Yes, you only get 2 points. I'm a big dummy. Okay, so let's start stacking her persuasion. And what we can do is once she is 7th level, we can take corner gun smash. And then we can think about taking that level in Thug. And so basically what'll happen is we'll get power attack. So that'll decide that, because we'll need power attack. And then we'll get, so what'll happen is we'll power attack with her, we'll go in and start hitting things, and anything we hit will get demoralized, and if we get our persuasion high enough, they'll not just get shaken, they'll get frightened, and they'll start running away. That seems like a way to make you useful. Now we have to make sure you're able to hit, so we're gonna want to specialize in a weapon. We'll probably end up getting weapon focus and finding ways to get your attack up as much as possible. We don't really care about damage, we're just gonna need to get you to hit, so that'll also, we'll want to have a bard along. I did notice they have dazzling display. That lets you intimidate all foes within 30 feet, so that's an option as well, and that also requires weapon focus. Do they have the other, I think it's called Shattered Defenses. Shattered Defenses, yeah, so any shaken, frightened, or panicked opponent hit by you is flat-footed to your attacks until the end of your next turn. And that's not quite as useful. That's more useful for like a rogue or something, because you get all this. Well, we will get a sneak attack, but we're going to be sneak attacking anyway from flanking. If there's anything else that we get benefits from having them flat-footed, that's something to keep in mind. So yeah, okay. We might be able to make you useful. You'll just never get, we'll just have to realize you're never going to get 20th level fighter. So improved evasion, well, it's nice. It's not like game breaking, plus your reflex save isn't going to be that amazing. Although you do get a bonus to it from this, don't you? But you've got evasion, which is good enough. Okay, so we got a plan, and we will have to see. I don't really remember how good, excuse me, the defender class is, so the stalwart defender, so we will just ignore that for now. Yep, okay. And since we're getting flanking bonuses, that's why you're able to hit pretty well, because just having to, that's such a big boost being able to flank so easily. It's also dangerous being able to be snuck attacked so easily. And that's why I think that tutorial level is just so scary. Are you power attacking? You are. Can I turn it off if I want to? Yes. Okay. We'll leave it on, I guess. Amiri, let's check you out. I think we're just going to stick with Barbarian for you. Alright. Because, let's look, you've got a much more reasonable and traditional, you have a bit lower strength than I would give a Barbarian, you know, for how strong she's supposed to be. She should have an 18 to start with. But, you know, it's reasonable. Good con, good strength. So there's not really a lot else I would like to do with you. Plus, the Unchained Barbarian's pretty good. We'll get a lot of rage powers, which are neat. And we want rage to stack. We want rage to get better. Greater rage improves all the bonuses from rage. Tireless rage is nice. Yeah, I think we're just gonna stick with Barbarian for you. We'll go on lore, perception, athletics, mobility. That's fine. We'll stick with your class skills. Alright, rage powers. So, there's not a ton here. That's kind of disappointing. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rage powers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 to choose from. I would have liked more. There's a ton of rage powers out there, but oh well. And why is there really only Beast Totem? I wonder if she's limited because she's a iconic, or did they really only include Beast Totem? Now Beast Totem's interesting because Beast Totem gives you greater Beast Totem that you can take once you're level 10, and that means you can charge, and when you charge you pounce, so you get a full attack at the end of your charge. which makes it really nice at the beginning of combat. You go in there and you get, at level 10, you'll have 2 attacks. Once you're level 11, you'll have 3 attacks. And you can get that on the first round, whereas normally you'd have to walk up and get 1 hit. Regular beast totem gives you natural armor. Okay. That's fine. Lesser beast totem's useless to us if we're using a weapon, which we probably will be. Alternatively, you can take guarded stance, dodge bonus during rage. Lethal stance gives a competence bonus to attack rolls. Problem with competence bonus to attack rolls is you get a competence bonus from the bard. So yeah, if we have a bard in the party, that wouldn't stack with her performance. Reckless stance, +1 bonus on attack rolls, -1 to AC. So it's like lethal, but it's untyped. And I thought I saw Inspire Ferocity. While in reckless stance, you impart your bonus and penalties to all willing allies within 30 feet. So you could basically have your own little sort of bardic performance. But the penalty increases too. That's not great. I don't want to be losing. She loses armor class already, but I don't want her to be making the tank lose armor class. I don't know if she can. It says willing allies, so I don't know if you can disable this if you get it. Heals D8 points of damage plus con. Having a heal would be nice. Lethal accuracy is really nice. Deadly accuracy. If the barbarian scores a critical threat while in lethal stance, double the lethal stance's bonus when confirming the crit. And lethal accuracy requires lethal stance. So, okay. The question is, are we going to have a bard or not, really? Maybe we won't have a bard. It's not the end of the world not to have a bard. We could get just a regular rogue. Animal Fury gives a bite attack. It's basically an extra attack that we can use while we're fighting. That actually is not a bad choice. It gets the bonus damage from raging. So even though it's only D4 points of damage, it's gets bigger. And also, Amiri, you don't have you've got exotic weapon proficiency, bastard sword, but you don't have weapon focus or anything. So, you know, we could use claws with you. And the good thing about claws is you get extra attacks at early level. So you would get 2 attacks with your claws, and if we took that, you would get a bite as well. And then when we go greater, your claws would go to D8, which, whatever. But you'd get the pounce ability. Problem is, at some point we're going to want to be using a weapon, because the most you'll ever get with natural attacks is 2 claws and a bite, whereas if you have a weapon, you get your iteratives, like you can get your extra melee attacks at 1st, 6th, 11th, 16th. Is that right? Am I being stupid right now? 6th level, 5 level later, 11th, and 16th. Yeah, I think that's right. The most you ever get is 4. I'm kind of tired, so I'm drawing a blank. If we want to take Beast Totem at level 10, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels, or 5 chances to get. We need to take Beast Totem Lesser and Regular with one of these two, so we can put it off for 2 Rage powers. So why don't we get? Because I'm also torn about this lethal stance. I really like the idea of this lethal accuracy, increasing her threat range, but and if we got improved critical and gave her something like a falchion or something with a large threat range, man, she would be nasty. We would basically be a crit team, me and her. So for now, let's take Animal Fury. That extra attack might be nice. It's not going to hit all the time because it's at -5, but we have when she's raging, she hits pretty often. She's got good accuracy, so yeah. So her base Animal Fury would be at +0, but when she's raging it would be at +2. Alright, I'm happy with that actually. What are you doing? I think you're probably going to go straight Inquisitor. You're a caster class. We don't have a cleric. We want to improve this as much as possible. Cunning Initiative. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that. Okay. Knowledge Arcana. Religion. Perception. Persuasion. Athletics. Sure. We'll think about that. Let me just... I need to step away for a second and pause the recording.